Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I hope all of you are able to listen to me. You know very well that last time we had started this chapter in last week, and today we have to accomplish this chapter, and I'm going to give you the question and answers for this chapter so that you can write in your copies. So, inshallah, I'm going to give you the question and answers, the classwork, and the homework for this chapter so that you can write it down in your notebook. What are the key points that we have accomplished? I had told you, and this was the checklist that I gave you, that the points which are there, that I explained you practically how you can perform these tasks, you can do these jobs in Adobe Flash CS3. So these are the tasks that we did last time. But I'm not going to revise these things because today I need to accomplish this chapter so that I can give you the classwork and the homework. Okay. And I hope that all the students would have installed the Adobe Flash. It was a simple procedure, and I had taken the feedback from you people that you have installed Adobe Flash in your PCs. Okay, so these were the things that we did last time. How to resize an object, how to draw object, how to merge multiple objects, how to make them a single object, how to resize it, etc. etc. These all the things. And I had told you that you can go through the videos. If you want to revise something, if you want to see something again, just go to your classroom and click on that particular video of that day, and then you can revise it quite conveniently, because it becomes difficult for us to handle all the questions which are there from different students to revise some specific point. That because sometimes it happens that we have already explained that particular point, but you don't go to your video, you don't see it again. If you don't have if you have anything which is not clear to you, so you can go there and you can click on this uh, video, and you can see those all options. So I had given you this checklist as well in your Google Classroom, that what are different tasks that we have done. So I'm going to update this file today, as even today I am going to upload this file, and we will see that what we are going to do today, because we have to accomplish this chapter today. Okay. So these all are the things that we have done: how to open a file, how to take new file, how to close a file, how to open an already created file. All those students who have not joined with their names and the classes, those who have not mentioned their classes at the end of their names, I have told you this thing a number of times, that whenever you are joining the class, do mention your name, your class at the end of your name. Okay, do mention your class at the end of your name, and then join your class, because three classes are there and we need to mark the attendance for each class separately. So if you are not writing your class, especially the section B and C, so it is difficult thing. Kindly mention your class at the end of your name. Then we saw the tool panel, and we discussed various tools, although we haven't discussed all the tools, because the tools which are there in your syllabus that we need to cover, of course, we are going to do those tools only. Okay. Then we have got the property inspector. The property panel is there, through which we can change different properties, and this was the thing that I explained you. Whenever we are drawing an object, I had explained you these all things. Okay. Then come towards the grid page. We are now on page number 125. The grid is a system of intersecting horizontal and vertical lines on the stage. Horizontal and vertical lines on the stage. By default, grid lines are not visible. The grid is helpful while creating graphics. It helps to place and align objects. When you are keeping objects according to a particular alignment, so that grid is very important. And grid is not opened by default. How you can see the grid? If you want to see the grid, how you can do this thing? You can press Control Shift Alt, or show grid. For showing grid, Control plus, and for showing and hiding rulers, you can press Control Shift Alt in order to see the grid. So let me show you the grid over here. Let me open Adobe Flash. I'm going to take a new file. Today I will accomplish this chapter, inshallah. I will give you the question and answer for this chapter, inshallah, in your Google Classroom. So right now, when you can see that the stage is there, we press control 2 to see the complete stage. So control plus is there to enlarge it, and control 2 is there to make it control 2 normal. Okay, so if you go there and find out, this is the grid. Control plus, only control plus. Okay, so you can can you see this net? It is showing you the grid. Okay, it is basically right now it is showing you the grid. And grid is there when you are placing some object. Let's suppose I am placing one rectangle over here. Okay, or square. Now I have placed it over here. Let's suppose now I want to place the same over here in the same, at the same height. So I'm going to make a copy. How do we make a copy? Keep it here, press control and then release. Now you can see that if it is up or down, so it will be clear to you that it is not in the proper horizontal or vertical alignment. So now it is in the proper alignment. So in this way, grid will not appear in the animation, but it will help you to adjust the alignment of the particular object. Are you getting this thing? In this way, we can adjust the alignment of the particular object. So if the grid is not there, let's suppose, let me switch on the grid, switch off the grid. And now if the grid is not there and it is a bit lower, so it will be difficult for me whether it is in the same alignment or not. I will see, and maybe I am wrong. I am considering it is correct, but when I will go to the view and I will click on the show grid, so then it will show me yes, it is or it is not. So this is basically purpose of the grid. Using rulers, we can see the position ruler is also there, that you can switch on and switch off. If you go to your flash, you will be able to see that in the view option, the rulers are also there. You can directly switch it on and off by pressing Control Alt and Shift. This is basically the vertical and horizontal ruler. It shows you the position of the object whenever you are moving it. Can you see this in the ruler? It is showing you the position of the object where you have placed it. So basically it is for that purpose. And ruler will show you the coordinates of the stage. If you see our stage is 550 by 400. So you can see that it is starting from 0 to 550. Okay, it is starting from 0 and going to 550. And if you will see on the height wise, it is starting from 0. Can you see this? It is starting from 0 and it is going to 400. After 350, 50 more are there, so 400, it is going to 400. So rulers are there to see the length and breadth of the stage when you are working and you want to place the object. Let's suppose if you want to place it over here, I'm just giving you example. If you want to place it over here, so it will be on it is right now on 50. Okay, you can place the adjustment, you can do this as adjustment over here. And if you want to place another object, so you can do that a particular adjustment according to this ruler you can see over here. So these are basically the rulers and the grids. So what we have understood today, I'm also mentioning these are key points that we have gone through so that you can see that particular thing. Okay. So what did we do? We saw the rulers, use of rulers, number one, and use of grid. Why do we use the grid? Both the things I have explained you practically, and I have given you the example as well. Creating a new document, we have seen, I am not going to repeat it. Why? How do we take a new document? Setting document properties. Whenever we are taking a new document, whenever we are taking a new document, some properties are there. I had explained you this thing, but once again, just see over here. Whenever you take a new document, you can see the properties over here. Can you see this? You can see these properties are there. So these are basically the properties. What will be the frame rate, how much faster it will run, what will be the background color of the stage, what is the background color of the stage that you are taking, you can change it. What is the length and the breadth of the stage? If you click on it, the length and the breadth, you can change it from here. Let's suppose right now it is 550 by 400. I want to make it square, 550 by 500, 550 by 550. Okay, then I click. So you can see that now it is a complete square. Complete square, length and breadth are equal now. In this way, you can change these properties. Document title is appeared over there. When you save your document, then it appears over here. By default, the extension of the file is .fla. So these are the properties I had explained you in before as well. Now, saving a flash file, we have seen this thing. There isn't any issue. How do we save the flash file? The flash file extension is .fla. .fla is a special flash file, and it will always be opened in the same software. It won't be opened in any other software. Drawing tools in the flash. What are different drawing tools? I had explained you circle, and I had explained you the rectangle, and I had explained you whenever we are taking, normally we don't take the border outline. If you take the outline, let's suppose I take the outline in red color and object in blue color. Okay, now see, outline in red color, object in blue color. So when I will draw, you will see that the object, when the object will be drawn, can you see this? The object is having, you know, an outline is in red color. If you increase the thickness of the outline, let's suppose object is selected, I increase the thickness of the outline 5 points. Now you can see that the thickness of the outline is 5 point. Fine. So in this way, we can set these properties. I had explained you these all properties. Height and width of the object. Then x and y coordinates are representing where you have placed the object. When you will change the location of the object, the x and y coordinates will be changed. The coordinates will be changed whenever you are moving the object from one location to another. The outline is right now complete outline. You can bring dotted outline. You can take broken outline. You can take dash outline, any outline that you want to take with your option. So these all important options are there, and we can draw some different objects which are available in this option. Rectangle, what is the difference between rectangle and primitive rectangle? Rectangle is basically a normal rectangle. Okay, I am taking solid outline. Okay, and when you take a primitive rectangle, so when you will draw a primitive rectangle, you can change the rectangle's corners. It is basically the quality of the primitive rectangle. Whenever you are drawing a rectangle, so when you take a primitive rectangle, you have got this property. You can make the corners. If you bring the corners over here, if you bring your cursor over here, you can make it in round shape, less round or more round, it's up to you. So in this way you can change. It is the difference between a normal rectangle and the primitive rectangle. What is happening in the primitive rectangle? When you are drawing a rectangle, you can change, you can make its corners. What you can do, you can make its corners by taking this selection tool. You can make its corner either having corners or angles, or you will make it round shape, less round or more round, it's up to you. If you will move it more, these point, can you see these point, 2 points are there at the corners, you will pick this point and then you can change it more round, less round, depending on your situation, whatever you require to you. In the same way, we have got primitive oval shape. Oval shape is also there. Normal, it is not normal oval shape, it is primitive oval shape. So using this primitive oval shape, you can bring the corner and you can change the corner according to your requirement. You can change it. Okay, why? Because it is giving you 2 points and you can change it according to your requirement. This is the quality of the primitive oval. But normal oval will not allow you to do so. Normal oval is not allowing you to do this job, but primitive oval is there, which is allowing you to do this job. Okay, so you have to try it practically, although this thing is not mentioned in over here, but I have explained you because the drawing tools, these tools are available to draw rectangle, oval and such kind of things with the borders or without borders. If you will click over here and you will take this line, cross line means no border. So now whenever you will draw any object, let's suppose if I am drawing a object now, then it will not have type of type of border. No border is there. So it depends basically on us ki what kind of object is there that we need to draw. Then selection tool, I have explained you. This black arrow tool is basically the selection tool. This is the black arrow tool. This is selection tool whenever you are picking some object and placing somewhere else. So then this selection tool is basically going to work. And using this selection tool, you can place one object here and there in your animation. Then come towards the arrow tool. As I have explained you, single or multiple objects can be selected using this selection tool, arrow tool. Okay. Sometimes the stroke is separate and the object is separate. If you see right now, this is the object. Right now the stroke, the outline and the fill color are joined together. But if I right click on it and if I make it break apart, then you will see that the fill color is separate and the object is separate. How we can make it, that the fill color and the outline should be joined? How we can do this job? We can do this job by joining them. We can select them in this way together. If you want to select multiple objects together, let me show you another example. So how we are going to do this? Just take this example. I am going to draw one rectangle, one circle. Let me take its copy. I am making one of its copy. Okay, I am making one copy over here. I press control. Okay, I make one copy over here. I make one copy over here. Now if I want to join it, so I will select them and I will right click on it and I will click create, convert to symbol. Now when I will create it graphic, so it has become a single object. It will become a single object. So in this way we can join multiple things, but this black arrow is very important. This is basically the selection tool. So connecting lines, multiple connecting lines are there, multiple objects are there, whatever are there that we want to connect. For example, I am drawing this line, then I am drawing, let me take another line. I am drawing this line and I am drawing this line. Okay, whatever I am drawing, let me give you a good example. Uh, okay, stroke color is this. I'm taking this line and I'm decreasing the line thickness to 1 point. I'm drawing one line in this way. Okay, another line I am drawing in this way. Another line is there that I am drawing in this way. Another line is there that I am drawing in this way. Joint? Clear now? Now, if I want to take, if I want to change this line, if I take this cursor, I am telling you the selection tool purpose. If I take this cursor, black cursor, and I bring it to the line, you will see that these all are lines are basically objects. I will right click, I will select all these lines. I will right click on it and I will break it apart. Can you see this? These all are the lines. Now if I take this selection tool and if I select this line, when I click to bring my mouse cursor over here, So it will be converted to curve. I can change it like a curve. Okay, when it will be converted to a curve, I can make it a curve, and then if I want to join, if I want to make some other thing, let's suppose take another line in some other color, blue color. Okay, so I'm drawing one line in this way, one line in this way, okay, and one line in this way. Now it has become an object. What I want to do, I want to join it. Okay, so what I am going to do, I want to join these two parts. What I am going to do with it, I will select using this cursor and I will right click on it. First I will break it apart. These all are different objects. Okay, these all are different objects. What I'm going to do, I'm going to join them. I will select using arrow tool, I will right click on it, and I will convert it to symbol. It will make it a single object. Now it is basically a single object. You can place it here and there, and you can change even its position. Okay, just like I'm placing it here. If I want to make a copy of it, I can. If I want to resize, I will go to the free transform tool, and I had told you the use of the free transform tool. Okay, in this way I can select any of the object and I can resize it according to my will. So in this way I can make a complete fleet of boats or ships which are moving. I can draw the water using brush tool in blue color, and in this way we are going to use this tool. So this is all about how you can join multiple objects. Now lasso tool is there. Lasso tool is used to select irregular areas in a drawing tool. Irregular areas are whenever irregular areas are there, so we are going to use the lasso tool. Lasso tool is basically, let me take new file and I'm going to explain this tool as well. You can go through the video in detail and you can apply. Control 2 is used to show the complete stage. I press Control 2, now the complete stage is visible to you. Where is the lasso tool? Here is the lasso tool. So what the lasso tool does, what does it do? It is used for selection if you are making some selection in this way. Okay, but right now nothing is there on the stage. Is there anything on the stage? No. So what is the purpose of the lasso tool? When some object will be there, then it will be used for the selection. You can see over here what is written over here. Lasso tool is used to select irregular areas on a drawing. It is used for freehand selection in which you move the mouse like you are working like using a pen. Follow these steps to use the lasso tool. Select the lasso tool, drag the cursor on the stage to specify the boundaries of the area that you want to select. Then end the selection approximately near the point where you started, and in this way you will be able to select some area. Just like, can you see this? They have given you the example of a rectangle. So if I draw one rectangle over here, now if I take the lasso tool and if I want to take some portion from here, so you will be able to select that particular portion. Since this is a complete object, we will have to right click and break apart. Then we apply this lasso tool and we select some area. Can you see this? The area is selected. Now if I take the cursor and I bring it out. One thing, if I don't want to bring it out, I will click copy and then I will paste. So you will have another copy. Okay. In this way, you can take any portion of the object. Even you can do this thing using some kind of, uh, some kind of image. If some image is there, if you import some image, import to stage. If you have got some image and you want to apply something on that, you want to take some portion from that particular image. Let me show you example. If I go to my desktop, some images are there. Okay, let's suppose this is an image. Let me see the type of the image, whether if it is a JPEG, so we are going to apply it quite conveniently. Okay, the image size is too large, so we will click this image and we will resize it. Okay, can you see this over here, the width and height? What I'm going to do, I'm going to change the width to 200 by 200. Now the image size is under control. Now this is an image and I want to have some portion from it. So what I can do, I will take this lasso tool and I will make selection from it. I will have to right click on it because right now this image is an object, so I will break it apart. Now I will take the lasso tool and I will select some portion, let's suppose this flower, and now control C, control V. So I have got this portion out. Okay, this is the object, this is the thing that we can do using lasso tool. You can select any portion. Then afterwards tricky terms are there, grid is there. And why some people always go and then come again, then go then come again, why they leave class and then rejoin? I know I'm unable to understand this thing. Let me mark the attendance. Okay, so we have got from Aris Khan to Alishba Irfan, then up to Hasnain Nawaz, then up to Muhammad Liman Khan, Sarim Nawaz. Okay, so these are the students. Okay, fine. Yes, please. Now you can raise the hand. What we have studied, let me include it in the checklist. What we have done. We saw the use of selection tool. And what did we do? We saw the use of rulers. Rulers I have already written, I think. Yeah. And we saw the use of lasso tool. You can take any portion. And we saw the use of properties of stage. How to set, how to how to set properties of stage, how to insert. I have also explained you one other point. Insert image, import image. I used import option, import image in your animation. How to change, the size of the image. I also told you this thing, how to change that particular size of the image. I explained you this thing as well. So these all things are done now. This chapter is done now. And I will give you inshallah the classwork and the homework for this chapter so that you can note it down, all the tricky terms, shortcuts, how to open the stage, how to open a new file, how to close the file, how to open an existing file. All these things are very important. Tricky terms are also very important. Okay, yes, Iman Zafar.
Sir,
Yes, please.
can you explain how to import an image?
How to import an image is quite easy. Let me take a new file. Okay, let me take a new file. This is a new file. I have got some images in my on my desktop. I will go to the file. I will go import option. I will go to import to stage option, not library. Okay. Import to stage will bring the image on your stage. So you can take any of the object, just like I'm taking now this object. But its size, if you are considering that the size of the image is too high, then there are two methods. Either you will go to the transform tool, free transform tool, and you can resize it at your own. Fine. Otherwise, second method is that just select this tool, and go there and set their properties. Let's suppose I am setting it 150 by 150. So it will become a 150 by 150 image, because when the image is selected, it will show you the properties over here, its position and its length and breadth. This is clear now, Iman, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Fine. Abdul Hadi, yes. All the students will keep the cameras.
Sir, did you?
Abdul Hadi, your voice is not coming to us.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, 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 how do you do a blank screen in Flash?
Ask the question once again quickly. How do you do?
Sir,
Only sir is clear. Whenever you are
sir,
talking,
how do you do
only
the
sir is
blank?
clear and nothing is clear. Yes, Abdul Hadi, once again. What is your question?
Sir, how do you make a new document?
New window.
No, sir, no, on Flash.
In Flash, what do you want to ask in Flash?
How do you make a new blank screen?
Yeah, new file. I'm talking. Yeah, I'm saying the same thing. New file. Go to the file. Click on new. Take action script 3.0. This is the thing that I explained in the very first lesson when I started this chapter. And click OK. So you will have a new blank window. If you want to see the complete stage, press Ctrl 2. Then you will be able to see this is the size of the stage. These are the properties which are visible over here. You can change the stage size even from here. I have explained you this thing. Clear now? Nabiha Asad. Yes, quickly.
Sir, once said I'm not able to download the Flash. I used your method and even the YouTube's method, but nothing is working.
But I had given you a very good link which is working. So you have to
Sir,
just
that is also not working.
then you run it by administrator. Okay. When you are running the flash, right click on it and you will see this option. Right click on it and see this option, run as administrator, this option. Then you will be able
Sir,
to.
it is not downloading.
It is not downloading, then it may be the problem of your system because all the other students have done it. Then check your system why it is not supporting the download. Is there any restriction to that particular user who is downloading? Then log in your PC using administrator and then download. So there would be some other restriction from the administrator in your PC, whoever is dealing with the PC. Otherwise all the students have already installed it, and I had taken the feedback about it from all the students, and maximum students were saying that they have installed it. Mohammed Zain.
Yeah, I was busy because I have not laptop. So my father gave me a new laptop, second hand. So sir, I am trying to install, but can you again tell me how to download? Because
You can,
it
yes,
seems
yes, Zen. Okay, fine. Your question is clear. You can go Zen to the video of this lesson that I gave you about the installation process when we started on 19th of October. Can you see this? The attachment contains the installation process of the Adobe Flash. Okay, on and even on 20th, I explained this thing once again. Okay, please go, please do a good practice. I have mentioned over here and I have explained this process. So you can go to the 19th October video and you will see that in the beginning I had explained this thing how to install. You can go through it. Isa,
Sir,
quickly ask the question.
sir,
Class time is
last
about.
time you told me you messaged me.
Yes,
Sir, last time you messaged me that extract the flash, sir, but it didn't work.
it means that you don't have the WinRAR install in your PC. WinRAR is installed in your PC. Because in order to extract, there is a software. Can you see on your screen right now? I'm showing you. This is WinRAR. WinRAR is used to extract. If you have got some zip file and if the WinRAR is not there, you won't be able to extract it. Okay, you must have this, and all the rest of the students, they have done this thing. Ayat Zubair.
Sir, I want to say that whenever I download this flash, sir, whenever I download it, the extract here, I don't get the extract here option. I get the extract all option. Is it still okay?
Yeah, fine, fine. Extract all is also fine.
And the second, sir, when I download it, the flash button is it disappears whenever I download it or move it in the desktop.
No, you will see this flash. You are talking about this icon.
Yes, sir.
So this is there in that particular folder. I had told you, when you will download it and you will see this, just like I go to my program files, you can see that this is the software. This is the software that I gave you. When you will right click on it, whether you extract here or click extract only, when the files will be extracted, it will come in this type of folder. This is the folder. When you will double click this folder, you will see, you will go through, you will see that flash file is there. Yes, flash file is there. Right click on it and send it to your desktop. So then the shortcut will be made on your desktop. This was the procedure that I explained you, and almost all the students have done this, but few are facing problem. I don't know whether administration password is required or some other issue is there. Otherwise, this is a very simple thing that I explained you, and I explained the complete procedure. Rimshas here. Quickly accomplish your questions. Haris Khan. Quickly ask the question. We are going to close this class because quickly ask your question.
My Flash SCS3 was already extracted when it was downloaded, and I don't needed to install any software for it.
Yes, Nabiha sir. Nabiha, still you have got some question? Quickly ask.
Sorry, sir.
Nothing? Okay, fine. So you have to do this practice, inshallah, you will be able to do it. And as I have explained you that this needs practice, because if you will do the practice, of course, you will be able to do this quite conveniently, inshallah, and you will not face any problem in it. But if you will do the practice, then it will be better, and go through the chapter, all the things. Inshallah, I will give the question and answer for this chapter as well. And then we will move ahead to the next chapter, which is also about the Flash animations. Now, all the things are clear to all of you.